To become present, become aware of what is here right now. So, this may seem simple, it may seem obvious, but while most of us are vaguely aware of our surroundings and what's going on around us, there's usually a veil that covers our awareness. And it's this subtle, constant fog that keeps us from truly seeing. And if we experience the moment fully, we realize that most of the time there's a veil that is like this shroud of thoughts that we focus our awareness on. And we are so consumed by the thoughts, we don't experience reality itself. So you might have experienced this if you have ever driven home and you arrived home without remembering the route or much of the scenery or anything that you passed along the way. And your body was driving your car that your subconscious took over, but your awareness was focused in thought. You were lost in thought. You were consumed by the past or the future, and you were absent from the moment that was actually happening. And each of us, we exist in our own separate universe of our thoughts, our stories, and we inhabit these worlds as we go about our day. We are in this internal world of thoughts, of stories, of interpretations, and we mistake this for reality. We have these mental micro universes that seem real to us. They seem very real, but they are simply thoughts. But because we believe them, we believe the stories that we tell ourselves, they become real to us. So you go for a walk in nature, and instead of noticing the light filtering through the trees, the sound of birds, whatever you're experiencing, the feeling of the breeze on your skin, you're living in your head. You're replaying a conversation. You're planning what you'll say later. You're lost in thought. Or you might have a conversation with a friend and you're only half listening. You're hearing what they're saying, but your mind is consumed with the response that you're creating in your head, and you're waiting for your turn to speak. You're not truly hearing. Or maybe you walk into a room full of people, and instead of simply being present, you hear that voice in your mind that's whispering anxieties about how you should act, how you should be, you should say, what others might think, or how you might need to fit in. So we live in a world of the stories we tell ourselves, but those stories are made up. They are fantasies. And when we begin to see through these stories, we wake up from this dream and we return to the present moment. And we do this when we begin to realize that what's real is right in front of our nose. So when you begin to shift your awareness to your senses, so, right now, if you stop thinking about what's next or what just happened, if you stop analyzing, if you stop for a moment and you begin to shift your attention to what you see, what you hear, what you feel, what's in your immediate environment, notice the air around you, the quality of the air, the weight of your body on the chair or where you're standing. Notice any distant sounds, the temperature of your skin. Feel your breath moving in and out of your body, the effortless breath that breathes itself. So, this is presence, this is reality. And it's not the thoughts in your head that you give so much attention to, it's this direct experience here and now. And if you want to experience this through a guided meditation, I'll leave a link to my meditation gliding into presence below. So once you're present, you begin to recognize that the mind has a habit of storytelling. And you will laugh when you begin to see through this because your mind will keep pulling you back into thoughts. It will present a problem to solve, or it'll present a memory to analyze, or a worry to entertain. So when you notice this is happening, just recognize that this is the mind doing what it always does. It's telling stories. And you don't have to fight it. You see it, you recognize it, and you don't have to get frustrated with what's happening. You just know that this happens. You see it for what it is, and you can then just gently bring your attention back to the present moment. And again, you focus on what's here right now, the feelings in your body, the sensations, the breath, the air that you're breathing. So there's no past, there's no future, it's just this. And that in itself is hugely relieving, because you're not getting sucked into the stories. And then the final part is to embrace the simplicity of now, to really just recognize that most of the drama, the stories that we create, they're not real. And we often think that being in presence should feel profound or like some mystical experience, but it's our true nature. Presence is always here, and it's without drama. It's just we pile the drama and the stories on top of it. So it's the experience of, appreciating a warm cup of tea, or eating a piece of chocolate, or feeling warmth and the warm embrace of a loved one. So it's all the things that we miss as we go about our day when we walk outside, really seeing the trees, the sky, noticing the world around you. Um, it's listening to somebody, really listening without the intention to respond, but just with the intention of being there, of hearing, being that presence. And of course, you can respond, but you're hearing what they're saying. And presence isn't something you need to achieve. It's already here, always. It doesn't go anywhere. But you just have to step out of the fog of thought long enough to be the presence that you are. So remember, the past is a memory, the future is an idea, reality is only ever this moment. So stay present and remember the truth of who you are.